Welcome to Artistic Adventures. Today we're going to continue our Bellatrix project and we'll be working on her wig and then styling it into that wild hairdo. For those of you who don't know who Bellatrix is and haven't seen the Harry Potter movies, I did pull up some pictures to show you. Here's one of her with her wand, and you'll notice most of them the hair is just kind of wild. It's styled a little differently in some of them. This is where she was a prisoner in Azkaban. Here's another one that shows her. Sometimes the curls are bigger. Here's one of her biggest hairdos. So we're going to take all those into account and make something very similar. So here's our doll with the wig cap already made. And I'm going to make this one with a small area that I'm going to make a circle here. And I'm going to cut that out to put a plug of hair into that I'll be able to spread out and cover any of the glued areas that we have. So then I'm going to take some small scissors and just cut that hole open. And then you want to get a pretty good weft of hair and glue that together at the top, just in a sort of round hole. And I sort of used my fingers to make a point of the glue so I could pull it through there. And then I cut off the glued part, and then I'm going to put a little more glue on the very, very tips. I don't want the glue near the hole, and then I'll bend it back and glue it to the wig cap. You want to work the glue into all those fibers so you make sure they're held tightly by the glue to the wig cap. Just don't get it near the hole or you'll have a hard place in the hair. All right, I've covered her face up because I'm working with the suri fibers of the alpaca that are they're slightly clean, but there is still quite a bit of dirt in them, and I don't want to get that on her face. So I usually wait until I've completed this to wash her hair one last time. So I'm just going around the perimeter, putting glue, not at the very edge, but close to the edge, and then spreading the glue upward with my thumb or forefinger towards the crown to make sure that all the fibers have been caught. And I've got some more wig videos if you want to see this in more detail, but the process is usually the same other than how I fix the front of the wig based on how the hairstyle is going to be. Now I did take a pipe cleaner to sort of secure that part that I pulled through to keep it from getting into the glue, so I can sort of move it around and keep it out of the glue. And just continuing to go around the perimeter, putting the hair down. So I'm pretty careful at this point because I don't want to get the glue too close to the edge, because then it will look funny when you see the edge of the hair pulled up. And once I get past that, I don't have to be quite so careful, except when I'm gluing around the part that I pulled through, because I don't want to get glue on that base of that hair. All right, so just continuing to go around. Occasionally I'll stop the camera and just let everything dry for a minute or two because I don't want to get hair from one area stuck in the glue from another area. And then just making sure I get, the areas all covered, and I do overlap when I'm gluing so that there's not these gaps in the hair. Although with this hairdo, you probably won't notice anything because it's just going to be wild and all over the place. So, like I said, I know that there are some people who haven't seen the Harry Potter movies, although it seems odd to me just because I love them so much and they're so entertaining. So I just feel like everybody should see them. But some people aren't into that sort of fantasy thing. I understand that. But if you didn't, Bellatrix was an evil character and one of the bad guys, and seriously, there was nothing really to redeem her other than her great hairdo. And yet, somehow or other, she's compelling. I don't know why. Maybe it's the hair, or she was just so crazy that it was such an interesting character. I guess I don't know, but she was pretty evil, and she ended up not, being a hero of any sort in this movie. She was definitely on the bad side. But you have to make your own choice about whether you're attracted to her or not. But she is a fun character to make a doll for, so that part of it is really good. So we're getting close to the top now, and once we get up there, we'll stop once we get close to the edge of that hole. And then I took the doll and washed her hair after it had dried, and I just love this black story hair. It's so beautiful. Once you wash it and comb it out, it's just so silky and pretty. And since it's animal hair and not synthetic, we'll be able to use some heat on it to style it. So I very carefully had combed out each section prior to coming back on the camera. And now I want to take really small sections. I'm going to snip off the ends to make them even, and then I'm going to curl them with my curling iron. And I'm using a comb to pull it off so I don't A, burn my fingers, and B, I don't want it to unroll. I want it to stay in that roll and cool off so that it will hold the curl better. Now the alpaca hair does curl well, but it doesn't stay in very well. So I did actually try a couple of curls putting some hairspray on it with my fingers, but it really stuck to the barrel of the curler and I just didn't think it worked very well. So the secret here is using really small strands to get the look that we want. You don't want to do big sections. So I'm going to do a few here to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to go off camera and complete the rest because it's going to take me a long time to do little sections of this hair all over. All right, so we did that. We're back, and there you can see all the little ringlets. So right now she kind of looks like Shirley Temple. We got to mess this up a little bit. So the first thing I did was just shake her really good, and then I'm dividing out some small pieces because if you noticed from her pictures, she always has these few curls just kind of hanging over her face, over her right eye. And then it seems like it's sort of pulled up from left to right, and then just a bunch of hair piled up on her head indiscriminately, because probably, like when she's getting ready in the morning, she's just so eager to get out there and be evil that she just doesn't have time to really do, a thorough job on her hair. Now I'm recurling some of these small sections. Here's the style whoops. Oh, there you go. Here's the style I'm kind of looking at. Just some straggly ringlets over one eye, and then some ringlets down the side, and then a big mass of curls pulled up on top of the head. So I'm recurling some of those smaller sections to try to get a tighter curl. Make sure you don't touch the curling iron to the doll's face because it will melt it. I was being very careful. And once you get these done, I even separated them into even little smaller pieces because I want it to have that sort of raggedy, um, disheveled look that she has instead of a really finished curl. And then I'm pulling it up from the left side kind of up to the right. And then I'm going to put one of my small bob pins in it and hold that down. And then I'm going to pull up another section, partially from the front, I'm sorry, partially from the back and partially from the right side to kind of cover that first bob pin. And then I'll use the curls to cover up the second bob pin. So now I'm just taking the tail end of my comb and pulling out some of the bigger curls into smaller curls to make them look a little bit more frizzy, which is kind of how her hair looks. See, sometimes her curls look pretty together and sometimes they look really frizzy, I guess depending on how much bad magic she's done that day. Anyway, you just keep working with it till you get it the way you want it. And then I am going to put some hairspray on it, just my regular spray that I use on my hair, nothing special. Um, but make sure you cover up her face for those curls that are hanging down so you don't get the hairspray on the face because it'll make the face really sticky and then it'll really pick up some dirt. So just, yeah, finishing touches and there's kind of how she looks. Now I did take some pictures to give you a little bit better idea of the finished look. And then yeah, so that's it. That's our Bellatrix hairstyle. There's the back. It's pretty good and messy and kind of good, resembles her. We've got some more finishing touches for this doll. I've got to definitely make her a wand and a few other things that I want to make before she's complete. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And as always, please subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thanks and bye.